Welcome to episode 15 of live.withcode.uk. Well done to everyone who took part in last week's robotics challenge. A particular well done to Max from Fulford. He's already won a prize, but you've done so well every single week that I'll try and sort out a different prize for you. What people normally win are some live.withcode.uk headphones with a little phone stand. Well worth having, but you don't really want two of them. So I'll try and sort out something robotics related. I'll see what I can find and send your way. This week, thanks for everyone who voted for how to save data to a file with Python. So that's what we're going to work on today. We're going to make a shopping list generator that will let you type in what you need to buy now that shops are open a little bit. And it will create a file that you can open in Excel or LibreOffice Calc if you don't have Office, or you can just open as a text file. So it'll ask us if you want to make a new shopping list or not. I haven't got one yet, so I'll press Y for yes, I want a new file. It will make that new file. What do you want to buy? I want to buy some robotic stuff for Max for a prize. Where am I going to buy it from? Some big immoral international company probably. That should pay more tax. How many do I need? Just not that many. You're only getting one prize, Max. Sorry. Do I want to add any more items? Yes. What do I need to buy? Some pizza from a takeaway. It's been a very stressful day. Lots of pizza would be nice. Nope, that'll be fine for today. So it saves it to a CSV file. A CSV file is just comma-separated values. So you have lots of values. Each value is a string or a number or a Boolean value, any bit of data. And they're separated with commas. And then each group of values goes on a separate line. So we have a new line in between each group of values. So that's what we're going to be working on today. Let's start from scratch and see what we can do. So in order to work with files, we need to use the open built-in function. And we say which file we want to work with. So let's go for shopping list. Let's start just with a text file. So it says there's no such file, shopping list.txt at the moment. There isn't one that exists. So we could make one. Let's say shopping, what did we say, list.txt. Yep. And then you can put some stuff in here. So just open on its own will open that file. Then we can store it and say shopping, help, I'm overwriting. Let's press insert on the keyboard. That's better. Shopping list equals. And then once we've opened the file, we can do shopping list.read, which reads it into just reads the value. And then we can display it. So we get everything that was in that file in here. Writing to a file just means that we need to open in a different mode because it's not currently possible to write to this file. It won't let us. It will give us an error message. It says file not open for writing. It's only open for reading. In order to write to a file, we just have to say the write mode and we put a W in there. Now W means anything that was in that file is now going to be lost. It's going to be overwritten with whatever we write. If we want to keep what's there, we need to append put onto the end of it. So we'll come back to that a little bit later. There's also two different ways of opening. At the moment, if we say a variable equals open, we need to be careful after we write to that file, shopping list.write. Let's buy some potatoes, if I can spell potatoes right. You need to remember to close the file afterwards. Otherwise, other programs won't be able to use it and it might use unnecessary memory on your computer. A better way of doing it, in case you forget to close it, is you can say with open as shopping list and then a colon on the end. Any line of code that uses that file just gets indented, and then after you've finished indenting, it's automatically closed. So it's just a bit neater and it works better. So we should have potatoes in there, and it doesn't matter how many times you run it, Control Enter lots of times, it'll only write it once. If you want to add on to the end of the file, we need to use A for append. So now I'm going to run it lots of times, and each time I run it, it gets a new potato in the file. If you want stuff on a new line, then you have to tell Python to put it on a new line, and you do that with a new line constant, \n. So now, each time I run it, it had the load of potatoes from before, Now I'm appending onto the end of it. Lots of new things here. Okay, so first of all, it would probably be helpful if in our shopping list it asks us, do we want to make a new list or start all over again? So let's make a variable called make new. Ask the question, do you want to make a new file? And it's always useful to tell the user what you're expecting them to type in. So Y or N instead of yes or no. So we ask the question, we save the answer into make new. So now we can do selection. So if make new is equal to yes, then we want this to be W. Otherwise, we want it to be A for append. So let's, to begin with, say the file mode is append. We'll assume that we'll keep what's there unless the user says, no, we want a new list. But if they say they do want a new list, we'll just say the mode is going to be write mode instead of append mode. So now, instead of always going for append mode, we can use whatever is stored in this mode variable, which is going to be A for append or W for write. Okay, so this will be fine, but it'd be better if we convert what the user types in to lowercase, because at the moment, if they typed in yes with a capital Y, it wouldn't detect it. So that's what lower means. It converts whatever the user types into lowercase. So even if they type a capital letter, it will still match correctly with this lowercase y here. Okay, so we've opened the file. Instead of using a text file now, we're just going to use a comma separated value file so that we can open it up in a spreadsheet, and I'll show you what that means in a bit. I'm going to get bored of writing shopping list each time, so let's just go for shopping. So we're going to put some headings at the top of our file. We want to write in 3 things in our shopping list. We want to say what we're going to order, we want to say where we're going to order it from, and the quantity, how many you need. And then we must remember to put a new line on the end. So for example, if we're going to order a car from, I don't know, a garage, and we only want one of them, this is what a file is going to look like. So do I want to make a new file? Yes. And then hopefully in our CSV file, we've now got 2 lines, the headings and the data. So if you want to download this, you can press the share thing, and then the keyboard shortcut, I think, is save download. Here we go, Control Alt and S. You get the CSV file, and if you open it in LibreOffice Calc or Excel, it opens as a spreadsheet. There's nothing fancy about this file. It is just a text file like you see here. It's just the items separated by commas, and each line is separated by a new line constant, that \n. I can get rid of the text file. We don't need our potatoes anymore. Okay, so instead of buying cars, now we're going to ask the user what they want to buy. Help. So what would you like to buy? Put that in quotation marks. If we ask a question, we need to listen to the answer. So let's say the item is what do you want to buy. The shop is going to help. Can't type today. Where should you buy it from? And then finally, we need to say how many we want to buy. How many do you need? So notice quantity will be an integer number. Input will always, the result of input, the return value of input will always be a string, but we'll keep it as a string because when you write to a file, you can only put string values in here. You'll get an error if you put an integer in, unless you convert it to a string first. But what's the point in converting this from a string into an integer, only to have to convert it back to a string afterwards? So we want to write the item, and then we want to write a comma, and then we want to repeat that a couple of times. So we want to write the shop we buy it from, and the quantity, so item shop quantity, and then at the end of the line we don't want a comma, we want a new line constant. So let's have a look. Yes, new file. What do I want to buy? A banana from a grocer's. How many do I need? 68 bananas today. Feeling hungry? There we go. So we've got a new line at the end. each value is separated by a comma. Now it would be nice if we could keep adding new items. So we're going to need some iteration for this. So we only want to write the heading once. That's going to be out of our loop. But we want to ask the question lots of times. That's going to be inside the loop. So while add more. Our Python program doesn't know what add more is yet, so we'd better say add more is equal to yes, I want to add more. So this is going to happen forever and ever and ever until the user says stop adding more. So let's say input, keep doing that today, do you want to add any more items? Again, tell the user what to type in, yes or no. If you ask a question, we need to listen to the answer. Add more equals, and then hopefully the user will be able to type in anything other than yes to break the program, to stop the program. Finally, at the end, we're just going to say your shopping list has been saved to, and then what did we say? Shopping list .csv. Go away, output window. Here we go. Let's try it. So do we want to make a new file? Yes. What do we want to buy? A new laptop. Online. How many do you need? 2 new laptops. Yep, let's add a gaming PC. Where do you want to buy it from? I don't know, let's buy one from Lidl. See if they could sell one. How many do you need? Just 1. Nope, don't want to add any more. Oh, now that's a problem. Do you want to buy any more items? Because we've got a logic error in here. What's actually happening here, while add more, it's not comparing add more to anything, it's just saying is there something in add more. So it will keep looping even if add more is no. So I need to say while add more is only equal to yes. Here we go. Do you want to add a new file? Yes. Buy something, but there we go. Do you want to add anything else? No. Good, it works. So this is fairly meaningless. What we want to try and do is test it to see if we can add something else on the end. So no to append onto the end. Let's buy something else. And then hopefully that will be appended onto the end of your file. Now I've made it so that it appends the item, shop and quantity again. You can try and fix it to get rid of that if you want. Or there are some other challenges that you can work through. Let's have a look. The beauty of being able to write to a file in Python is that the output from your program can then go into another program, or you can save the output to use later on. So you could ask the user to enter the price of each item, so that you ask them what they want to buy, where to buy it from, and how many they need, and what the price is. You can calculate a subtotal, so you do the quantity multiplied by the price, and then you can write that to a file, or you can even work out the total price by adding all of those up together. Remember, links to all of the remote learning activities are in the description if you're watching this on YouTube, and there's free remote learning activities on live.withcode.uk. You can also join the competition for free, so if you're signed in on compete.withcode.uk you can get prizes and points for working through all of the challenges. So well done for taking part in this week's activity. Do vote for what you want to be covered next week. At the moment it looks like we'll learn how to read data in from a file, but do vote if there's something else that you want to work on. All the best, look after yourselves, bye bye.